My God in heaven! What's going on, YouTube? It's NC in the place to be chill, Mr. A&D. Better give you guys another Monday Night Raw review, and joining me is not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up? What's up?
So, Monday Night Raw. Tonight we're going to be crowning new women's tag team champions. We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so we're going to get my favorite wrestler, Kurt Angle, on the show. I thought overall that tonight was a good wrestling show of Monday night. We're still getting more stories being flown. We obviously have Clash of the Castle coming this Saturday, so it was more so to set up that show. Nothing really new or anything, which I expected, because after this pay-per-view, then you probably bring in some more newer faces to build for Extreme Rules and then Survivor Series, stuff like that. Because I know everybody still was like, well, he hasn't brought anybody back in the past 2 weeks. I'm like, well, you have to, you do a little to build up for the Clash of the Castle in your storylines, and then after that's over, because you don't want to keep bringing people back and don't have nothing to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And also, you can't bring up everybody from NXT too. So.
Exactly, I'm just saying, but I'm pretty sure that after Clash of the Castle, we'll probably get the Santos Escobars, or we'll probably get Legado Fantastic, or probably.
I feel like Solo Sequoia will come up and like do something Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Being the booker right there. So Raw kicks off straight to a tag team match. AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler taking on Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And I mean, when I say they got right into the match, AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler was already in the ring. I was like, jobber entrances? Really? I was like, unless I missed something, because they had a recap package of what happened on Raw the previous week, and then when they came back from the package, they was already in the ring, and the Judgment Day came out. I said, damn, okay, that's how we started off Raw? Sure. This was a good match, though, because we know Ziggler could work, we know AJ could work it. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley's on the outside the whole time. And they had this good secret. I mean, there was a little clunkiness between Damian Priest and AJ Styles, but I did kind of made up for it. They had Damian Priest give a shoulder backdrop to AJ Styles, but then Dolph ran underneath AJ and then rolled up Priest. But then Finn Balor came in and he tried to kick him, but then Ziggler blocks it, gives him a super kick. But then Damian Priest gives Ziggler the South of Heaven and then wins the match. So Judgment Day win the matchup, and as they're about to leave the ring, we see that car pull up. Edge is coming to the ring, so they're like, "No, we're gonna wait for Edge." They wait for Edge. We go to a commercial break. When we come back, Judgment Day's in the ring, and then the pacing. Edge comes out there because Damian Priest is on the mic. He's just sitting there talking about, I could have won last week, but the referee couldn't have, something about the referee's shoe. And then I gave you South of Heaven, it was going to be over. But then, basically you kind of like cheated. So let's come out here and end this right now. Your wife wears the pants in there. Edge came out and says, look, me and Beth wear the pants in the house because it's 2022. I'm not a caveman. And he says, but look, we're not in Toronto. We're in Pittsburgh. I don't have my wife here. I don't have anything here with me, stuff like that. So I'm here by myself. Meanwhile, the Mysterios, Rey Mysterio and Dominic, come up behind Judgment Day, hit him with kendo sticks and beat him down. And then Dom is in the ring by himself with Rhea Ripley. Everybody's like, hit her. She's just like, are you going to hit me or what? What, you going to hit me? And Dom is sitting there hesitant of hitting her. Then she grabs the kendo stick from Dom. And then it's Edge, Dom, and Mysterio in the ring. But then Judgment Day pull her out, and then they walk off. And that is the way that we end that whole opening segment with the match and everything. So, after everything I said, what'd you think?
Dom is turning.
Dom has to turn. Dom has
He's
to
like,
turn.
you know what? Rhea has beat me up so much, I think I'm starting like, you know what? I'm Team Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So backstage, we see The Miz come up with Ciampa, and then Kevin Patrick tries to ask, "Yo, Miz, like, how did you escape from Dexter Lumis?" He said he can't talk about it. They should even be talking about him since he doesn't work here. And Kevin Patrick says that Lumis was arrested on NXT, but Miz doesn't want to talk about it. They walked off. So then we see, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss, backstage, and they're going to get ready to have a match. You know how they walking up before they go to commercial. Well, that's a 6-woman tag match of Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss taking on 3 jobbers. This was just a match to showcase them getting ready, to work as a unit to go up against Control, or I think that's the name there. Asuka.
I don't think we needed that. I mean, we all know how good Bianca and Asuka are.
Well, Alexa hit a snap DDT, so she was looking pretty fine. So Bianca says, that Bailey, Dakota, and Io think that they're in control, but they're going to lose it when it comes to Clash at the Castle. Miz is still backstage with Adam Pearce, and he says that he has full support of the company and do what he needs to do. Miz says he doesn't want to talk about it. Pearce says that Dexter Lumis was released from custody. Miz can't believe that. Pearce says, "Well, Miz, you're not saying anything allowed this to happen." Miz had nothing to say. But Pearce is like, "Look, I'm trying to help you out here. You didn't press no charges. You didn't have no restraint or anything like that." And then Miz said, "I'm just trying to focus with my match with Bobby Lashley," but Miz won't say anything. Which reminds me of, remember when Roderick Strong was kidnapped by Dexter Lumis?
By who?
Dexter Lumis.
Yes.
In NXT, and they had the whole Undisputed Era trying to get him therapy and everything.
Yeah.
And he was yeah. Which I thought was like Kyle O'Reilly was the therapist.
They should have him. They should have him do the painting thing again. They should have like random paintings of like the Miz in trouble or something. Or the Miz, something happens to him and then it end up happening later.
Oh, bro, they did that tonight though. Not paintings, but they definitely did. They did Loomis sightings.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kurt Angle comes out. He comes. I was like, something must be going on because Kurt Angle comes out in his WrestleMania 19 tracksuit with the sweatpants with the stars on it in the Team Angle hoodie.
Oh, okay.
And his gold medal, and it showed all his old frail body. I was like, Kurt, come on, Kurt, what's going on, bro? So
he could have just came out of the t-shirt. What? I wonder whose decision that was. You know what? I'm gonna come out here in my WrestleMania 19, and I'm gonna, And I'm come out with not even with an Angle shirt on. I'm gonna just come out shirtless. Come on, Kurt.
Exactly. I was like, yo, you gotta look at a picture. I'm like, what you
or at least
doing,
zipped
bro?
up,
So Kurt, he comes out to the ring. And he says, "It's great to be back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania." But
how many lines did he mess up?
He actually just went right through. He just said, "It's good to be back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This Saturday is Clash of the Castle. You don't want to miss it." And as soon as he said that,
real quick,
yeah,
what happened to Kurt Angle?
In which way a lot of things happen to Kurt Angle?
No, I'm saying because he used to be a good talker. He was in WWE, WWF, TNA, ECW, and then for some reason when he came back, he just can't talk. Like he sounded like he got a lisp.
Well, one, I think it's because when he came back, they were heavily scripted compared to how they were back in the day. And
yeah, but he don't even sound like he's talking straight though. Now, Rhonda, I'm gonna need you to stop that, Rhonda. Stop it. It's like,
well, like I said, I do blame some of that on the more scripted promos Vince had when he came back. I also blame that also on probably a lot of things health wise, that Kurt could have been going through. But now he ain't saying much, and then we heard shush, please. Alpha Cat makes their way, and then Chad Gable was happy to see him and O's in the ring. He's happy to see Kurt Angle, and then he says that Kurt Angle's story was an inspiration to him. He won an Olympic gold medal. Kurt said, "Don't forget, with a broken freaking neck." And Gary was like, this guy. He says, "But look, we're looking for a new member of Alpha Academy, and then there's no one worthy in Pittsburgh to join." So he says, "But for one night only, have Kurt Angle be a member of Alpha Academy." And he gives him one of his Alpha Academy warm-up jackets. Kurt says he'll pass and tosses the jacket back to him. And then they go in classic Kurt Angle mode. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. And then Gable says, "You turned down Alpha Academy." He said, "It's true. It's damn." And he was like, "Shush." And then Kurt Angle was like, "No, you shush." And the game was like, "Shush." And they went back and forth saying, "Shush, shush, shush." Like, they had that's a Kurt Angle thing to do. Like, Kurt Angle 2000 or Kurt Angle 2001.
And she had a war for Ric Flair, but he was terrible at warring.
Yeah. And then so they had like a little shush battle. And the game said, "Yeah, enough of this crap. Otis, why don't you show Angle what happens to people who declined the Academy?" The Street Profits come out. And then they come down in the Pittsburgh black and gold. And then
see, just as
go ahead, I'm listening to you. We all have opinions.
This is how Street Profits lose steam to me.
Well, hold on now. May change your mind a little bit. Montez says,
I won't. All right.
I know because you're stubborn. Alpha Academy is in the right place at the wrong time, and they're looking for a fight. Gable accepts the challenge, and then he says, "But if Alpha Academy wins, Kurt has to join them, and he has to do a match that Gable says." And then, but he says, "But if Street Profits win, Kurt don't have to join." And then Montez says, "Is it cool if we represent you, Kurt?" He said, "Oh, it's true. It's damn true. You know, the usual stuff." So we get a tag team match between Alpha Academy and the Street Profits with Kurt Angle at ringside. Now,
you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I know this is like the younger people, but for one night only, I would have tried to get Benjamin and Haas back.
Oh yeah, for I'm telling you, the Olympians. That was my stable. That was my dream stable. I wanted Kurt Angle to be the manager. Have Haas, Benjamin, Gable, and Jordan. That's what I wanted. I wanted the world's greatest tag team to meet up with American Alpha and have Kurt Angle be the manager. And they'd be called the Olympians. I would have had
them try to beat him up, and then hear either Kurt Angle's music or the world's greatest tag team music or whatever come out, and they're like, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, y'all are old. We can take y'all, and then they end up winning or whatever. But
yeah, I'm just thinking. I would have seen that. I even want that in games, but there's no way. First of all, we're not gonna get Charlie Haas in the game. I don't even know if we'll get Jason Jordan ever in the game again. So I was just like, God,
we got all his interests and stuff in the game though.
Yeah,
like his interest in it, world's greatest tag team interest is in the game randomly.
They got the House of Pain.
Yes, and they have the actual world's greatest tag team, like Shelton and Haas entrance when they were in the world's greatest tag team, and them doing their pose, and Shelton jumps on the ropes, and they got their interest in there.
Okay, well, this is actually a really good tag team match, and when it's like, okay, Street Profits have lost to the Usos, they haven't been doing anything in a while, but now it's time to get them back in the tag team thing, and it's like, okay,
I still don't like it. Like, not saying that they had to use it, but they had a perfect opportunity to start using them more. Well, every time we see them, it's like quote unquote by accident.
But,
quote unquote.
But it's only been one time.
No, I'm saying when I say by accident, I mean quote unquote. I mean like last week they weren't supposed to be on Smackdown, but they just so happened to walk out of their bus, last week on Raw.
Yeah, I'm saying, but it was only that one time on SmackDown because we haven't seen them since they lost to the Usos.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. We haven't seen them since they lost to Seth Rollins. Because they both went back to Seth Rollins, and we haven't seen them. And then the only time we seen them was on SmackDown, which is only one time by accident, which led up to this match right here. And so this matchup, like I said, was really good. Dawkins was getting he was doing his dives over. He was doing his double underhook twisted neck breaker thing. He was doing all his moves. Montez was too. But what really brought this match home was the final minutes, because they had some straight believable near falls that they was going to win this matchup. I'm gonna make sure I get this right because Gable applies the ankle lock to Ford, and then he's looking at Kurt Angle, but then Ford reverses it and puts the ankle out on Gable. And he says, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do old school Kurt Angle." So he snakes it and locks it down. So Gable's about to tap. Otis comes in there and takes out Montez. So then Otis looks at he's looking at Angle at ringside. He goes outside. You know how big Otis is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, you have to go back and see this. Angelo Dawkins, with all his power, launches Otis over the announce table. And when I say Otis flew, everybody was shocked how high Dawkins got Otis off his feet. Because of how big he was, or is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because we were just funny, and out of nowhere, Dawkins comes up and it's like smash. And then you just see legs overhead of Otis flying over the announce table. I ain't talking about like he hits him and then he like falls down, or you can see how Otis jumps over the announce table. Like he literally launched his ass. Like it was like Dogs had a point to prove. Like, let me tell y'all something. I'm a great athlete too, not just Ted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that push was like. And then everybody was shocked. We go back into the ring. Then Gable tries to run at Dawkins. Dawkins picks him up and tosses him into a German suplex backdrop by Tez. And then Montez goes into the frog splash, and they win the matchup. Good, especially in the sequence. It was a good matchup. And then, so after the match, the Street Profits, they go and they have a drink in the solo cups. And they said, we will give Kurt a drink. They all drink. Kurt spits that shit out and says like, "Oh God, oh what is that? That is just too strong." Everybody was like, "What the fuck going on?" And then the Street Profits was like, "Hold on, what's going on?" Then Kurt said, "Hold on, I got something better." And then he goes, and of course, you know what he gets? He gets the milk. So he gets the milk. They open it and they all toast the milk afterwards. And I thought, to me, this was the best match of the night, next to the Kevin Owens and the Jey Uso match.
Okay.
So when you get time, you have to go back and see that match and see how Dawkins launches Otis over that table. Because you be like,
you have to check it out.
Like, that tree trunk is crazy. Corey Graves goes to the back because he's about to interview Seth Rollins and Seth freaking Rollins, and Riddle for their matchup at Clash. They're doing, like, Corey Graves is in that little ring area. They do interviews at backstage. They do a little split screen between Rollins and Riddle.
Why not just have Corey Graves do it at the announce table?
I don't know. I guess he wanted to have it more personal being in the back. But they have the split screen. And honestly, I wasn't really paying attention because my sister came over and everything, so I wasn't really hearing everything they were saying. But Rollins said something along the lines of he's going to embarrass. What was he? Excuse me. Riddle's going to embarrass Rollins like Cody Rhodes embarrassed him. But then Seth said something. I don't know what he said, but Riddle looked like he said, "Yo, what did you just say?" And he was like, "Yo, where are you? Where are you?" Like, it sounded like he said something personal.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
What?
That's the only thing I seen. He said, "That's why your wife divorced you. She doesn't want you. She took the kids," or something like that.
Oh, okay. So he was like, "What did you say?" And so he was getting serious. And then to the point he dropped the F-bomb. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck you up." And it was like, dude, I was like, "Yo, way to put some real heat behind this man." First of all, They had been fighting and brawling even at the beginning. So they were fighting. They had to bring them up from the parking lot and everything. This is going to be a good match. This is going to be.
I hope so.
This match and the Sheamus and Walter match, or Gunther, it to me are going to be the most matches to look forward to at that show. And I believe both them matches are going to get 20 plus minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. And I think that this match is the opener. I think either this one or Gunther and Sheamus is the opener. But I think it's really gonna be good. But yeah, I was just like, they done a great job building this up. I see why they pulled off the SummerSlam card, because they're like, you know what, we're actually gonna build to this matchup. We're gonna build to it. Miz is backstage with Ciampa getting ready for the match. He's distracted because of the security guard that looks like Dexter Lumis, but then it was like a regular guy. So like they were doing these Loomis sightings.
Does he look like Dexter Lumis, or was it just all people look the same type of thing?
It was kind of like the Dexter Lumis. I thought they was going to like have him like stand in And then like we all see him, but the Miz sees him and stuff like that. But it was just like camera tricks. I don't know how they're gonna do it. They congratulate Bad Bunny for winning the VMA Artist of the Year. Then we have a non-title match. Bobby Lashley taking on the Miz. So the Miz and Bobby Lashley have a match. Bobby just dominating the match the whole time. It's like, and the Miz is too busy paranoid about where the hell Dexter Lumis is going to be at, because Ciampa's on the outside keeping patrol. But then Miz signals, he gets like a DDT on Lashley after Ciampa trips him up on the apron. And then Lashley kicks out, so he's getting ready for the Skull Crusher finale. But then he looks over and the crowd starts pointing. Up at the top of the crowd is Dexter Lumis just staring at him. And then Miz is like, oh my God, somebody get him out of here. And then Lashley puts him right in the hurt lock. Miz taps out. So, so Lashley wins. It's a simple match. It was all about the distraction from Dexter Lumis and how he scared the Miz. Edge goes up backstage to Kurt Angle and does the whole give him the pictures, with the stuff written on the back joke like he did for Smackdown.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, the first one he said, you're not going to get me like that again. But then there was nothing on the back of the first picture. But then the second picture was just like, I'm sorry, me and Race won the tag team titles from you. I'm sorry I won the U.S. title from you. I'm sorry I'm the reason why you cut your hair. I'm also sorry about something else he says, but you still suck. That's all the picture you get. So they did that whole joke. Obviously, from what it sounded like, it didn't go over with the crowd because everybody doesn't remember that joke from all them years ago.
Yeah, people probably don't even know who Kurt Angle is. He probably just think he's a GM.
Yeah, because they keep saying you suck at it. I was like, but it was funny to me because I remember the whole thing. I was just like, but
Mm-hmm.
But Ray and Dominic was in the background in the locker room, and Dominic's
even though I personally wouldn't mix those edges, but that's just me.
I understand. But then once
again, I wouldn't mix Goofy Edge with Edge that's in a serious storyline right now.
Exactly. But Ray Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio are in the back in the locker room where Edge did all this stuff. And Dominic was upset that he's not at the Clash of the Castle match and thought it was a family affair. And Ray said Edge is like family. He needs his experience in the match. Dom says he'll be at ringside to support them.
Oh, it's going to be a family affair, all right?
Exactly.
Your Judgment Day family affair. You're like, this is my family now.
Yeah. The Usos are walking with Sami Zayn backstage. And then we have a little quick thing with Conor Secure and Titus O'Neil and stuff like that. So they show the attack on Drew McIntyre from Roman Reigns. And then Jey Uso shouts the Bloodline are in the city. And Jimmy Uso says that for 730 days, Roman Reigns has been the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. They're here on Raw and to let everyone know that this Friday on SmackDown, we will see a big celebration for the Tribal Chief. And Zayn cuts Jey off. He said he want to add something to it also. And Zayn has something that will make the celebration even bigger. Roman has appointed Zayn as the master of ceremonies for that night. And he said, and as an honorary Us. Okay? And that's big for Sammy, But Jey ain't feeling that joint at all. Jey ain't feeling it. Zayn says that they're in the presence of the most dominant tag team in WWE history. They're in the presence of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos. But Jey is like, nothing changes. But Jim's like, hey, look, the Bloodline run through both shows. But then Kevin Owens music come out. And Kevin Owens comes out, he says, the Bloodline doesn't run anything on Monday nights. And he says that Raw is still the Kevin Owens show. And then this is my opportunity to remind you that the boss Roman Reigns, that he owes them one. Jey asks Zayn, is this your boy? Like, how like, is this your king? Is this your boy? And Zayn says he'll explain to Owens. And Zayn, explains to Owens that he says that Reigns doesn't owe Owens or anybody anything ever. Owens says he didn't think that Zayn could find a way to be any stupider. He said since he grew his hair out, he's proven it by running around with these guys and letting them treat him horribly. He said, "Saying you forgot you're one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time, but now he's the Bloodline's personal clown." And then he said, "You know what? Me and you used to be like brothers, and it's sad to see what you become." And said, but Zayn's like he's looking down like, really? But then he's like, no, you know what, Owens, you don't even know what you're talking about. Owens, can't get in the head of the fact that the Bloodline likes me. He says, me and Jimmy have a handshake. So they actually do like this little Bloodline hood handshake and everything. I thought it was hilarious. But then Jay is like, he ain't feeling them at all. He said, well, we're working on it. And Roman Reigns likes me. And then the fourth United destroy McIntyre. And then Jay says they'll drop Owens like they did McIntyre. Owens like he's about to head to the back. He says, "Nah, we going in the ring." He said he doesn't care what you did to Drew. Doesn't care what happened. Owens cares about Jey Uso and what Paul Heyman did to him 18 months ago when they cost him the title from Roman Reigns. He said it wouldn't have been 730 days if I had won 18 months ago that y'all screwed me over, and I ain't forget about that.
That is true.
I like that storytelling. Like, bring up the fact that they would have.
Hold on. I'm watching this. Does Jey Uso have on a crop top?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Owen says, "Look, Jay, let's just drop the microphones, get our referee out here, and let's get the match going." So we get Jey Uso taking on Kevin Owens, while Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso's on the outside. It's a decent match. Like I said, I thought it did pretty good, but it's a little bit too many super kicks for my liking. It's literally a super kick. Jimmy takes the steel steps from the outside, super kicks Owens, and then gives him a Samoan drop on the steel steps. Then he tries to get back in the ring, gives Owens another super kick. Owens tries to go for a pop-up power bomb. He gets super kick. I'm like, there's so many damn super kicks. All right. So we go to the finish, and then James was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Get the chair. He's like, James was like, get the chair. He said, yeah. He grips him up, like, yo, get the chair. So he's like, this the plan. Jimmy going to go distract the referee. I'm going to put Owens on the rope. You hit him with the chair. So Jimmy goes to distract the referee. Jay has Owens on the ropes. And then he's going to try to hit Owens with the chair, but then he can't do it. And then Jimmy like, yo, what you doing? That's part of the play. You're supposed to hit him with the chair. So Jay's arguing with him. He turns around, falls into a stunner. And Kevin Owens wins the matchup. So
I thought he was done doing the stunner.
I'm saying, but he does a stunner and a pop-up power bomb. I'm just like he won for it today, but Jimmy reversed it with the super kick and shit. The Usos are furious for Sami, and Owens says he hasn't forgotten that Roman Reigns owes him. Now I know we did our predictions already, but I'm just sitting there like, damn, because I would like to see Kevin Owens get another shot at Roman Reigns too.
Yeah, his time has passed.
His time has passed, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
For Roman, because they did that match a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Even though it was 18 months ago, they did it a lot before that last match. So I kind of, I'll be all right.
Well, Bayley gives a little pep talk to her team backstage, which I didn't get all of it. They showed some footage of Johnny Gargano last Monday, and they talk about how he's been out and stuff like that. He said how Theory didn't call him in the last 9 months, and they didn't even call me when the baby was born. So this is obviously going to be a feud going on. And like I said, I didn't see all the backstage thing with what came to Gargano. Main event, and I was like, if it's the main event, are we going to do like this Sasha and Naomi thing? It's the Women's Tag Team Championships. Dakota Kai and Io Sky taking on Bayley and Raquel Rodriguez. The match was okay. I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't really into it. Like this the whole match for the Women's Tag Team Tournament, I haven't really been into, but they did get some action going. Like they try to make Aaliyah look good, and I was just like, she's clearly the weak link, okay? And you try to make her look good, but what happens is Raquel gets face washed by Dakota Kai. She kicks out.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Keep going.
Okay. Meanwhile, Aaliyah gets a blind tag. Then Dakota goes for the chiropractor on Raquel Rodriguez, and then Io Sky goes to attack her, but then as she's doing that, Aaliyah slides in and rolls up Dakota Kai, and they win the matchup. And your new women's tag team champions are Raquel Rodriguez and Dakota Kai. I mean, and Aaliyah.
Now, if I recall correctly, I believe I still have Raquel, Rodriguez. So those are points for me. What I'm saying?
Needed points. I feel you on that one.
Yes.
So like I said, but now, now the tournament is over. There's no way I think Raquel and Aaliyah are keeping them belts. I don't know how they're gonna bring Sasha and Naomi back into this joint, but I don't think it's gonna be a Clash of the Castle. If it was,
honestly, I thought they was gonna come out after this and say, you know what, y'all want a real challenge? Put them up against us.
It's a possibility, or it's possible they can do.
No, I'm saying I thought they was gonna say that on tonight on Raw.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but it didn't. It is a possibility they can do an open challenge at Clash of the Castle, but why would you do that? So I think it's going to be. I think once again, Mr. 225 himself and Triple H is going to be the Clash of the Castle card. The storyline's already set up. Because he's treated like it's NXT. It's only 6 matches on Clash of the Castle, and that's what NXT is like, a 5-match or 6-match day. Even though I know for a bigger show you're gonna need more matches, but however, I do believe we're gonna build to an extreme.
Yeah, I mean you don't need more matches.
I think a good solid pay-per-view card is 8 matches.
It's how many?
8.
I'm still saying even if you have 6, that's still like that. You can still rock with 6.
You can still rock. I think okay, but if you're dealing with like SummerSlam, Survivor Series, those kind of big cards, I think 8 matches is a solid pay-per-view card, and even that's enough for them to get time because the shows be 4 hours. But for a 3-hour show, like I said, you can do 6 to 8 matches. Especially if they got stories to them. Don't just throw a match on there for the sake of throwing a match on there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was Raw, and I was like, when it comes to the one thing else happened. The Miz and Ciampa were driving away in his car, but then it showed Dexter Lumis was in the back seat of his car as he was driving away. Like
he was like kidnapped or like
okay, so you know how like in horror movies where somebody gets in the car and they try to drive away and then you see the villain or the monster right there in the back seat of the car.
Oh, okay.
As they're driving away, look out the window like, yeah, I got you. So that's what's happening. So obviously, something's going to happen to the Miz again. And I like I said, I appreciate that. I appreciate the Street Profits and Kurt Angle. I appreciate Owens. They had some good matches there. So and then the opening match was good also. So I couldn't give it a thumbs down show. So I gave it a thumbs up.
Okay, sounds pretty good.
So it was a pretty decent show, but. We did our Clash of the Castle prediction so far. They did add Edge and Mysterio versus the Judgment. They didn't add Beth Phoenix to it, just those as a tag team. So that's what I said. It's only 6 matches now. So I thought, like I said, everything was good. We did our predictions, and we did say they're going to add that match. We gave our predictions to it, so make sure you listen to that. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed our review. Hit the subscribe button for more WWE content right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC in the place to be chosen from Mr. D and not Deion Sanders for Primetime.
All right.
And the Nerd Coalition is out.